Hey everybody, Rocket Gang here. If you follow me on my other social medias, you'll know I put up a poll asking what y'all wanted to see next. A lot of y'all responded, and here we are. Today, we're kicking off this with some fire charizards. This is going to be a top 10, but all the ones that didn't make it into the top 10, I will still show at the very end. This is one of my favorite cards, a base set Charizard with a mirror hollow. This is when none of the stars show through from the hollow foil pattern. You can see there's barely any visible. There's one right here. There's another one by the wing. It's really hard to find any more than that. I got this from a really good friend of mine. Before all of the mirror hollows were popularized, this one, I managed to add this one to my collection right before PSA had started grading these. So a lot of these were not seen before. As far as I know, back then only CGC would grade and give these air designations on these. I have seen some with less stars, and I have seen some with more. There's another little star right here, and another one right here I'm seeing now. But this is a card that I thought about selling at one time, but I will probably always keep now. This was valued a lot more than it currently is before PSA started grading these. You would think it would go up in value being a Charizard, but I don't really have any other record sales that are comparable to this. PSA and CGC always sell for different prices, so it's hard to cross-analyze them. This is a black dot base set Zard that I got from one of my friends by the name of Pokey Riz. This was actually the first card I ever bought from him, and it was the first ever air base set Charizard that I had ever bought. You can see the black dot down here. This is a repeating air, and they have a slight hollow shift right here. And some of these tend to be mirror hollow as well. And it won't pick up, but there is an actual hollow bleed on this Charizard as well. You can see it's a little bit more evident in person, but you can see some of the flakes shining through right there. I think that's a really good one right there. Yeah, this card's super sentimental. A lot of the cards that I get from collectors as our first deals, I tend to hold on to. And this one was really special, being a Charizard. It was my first Charizard Air and the first card I picked up from a friend that I've done a lot of deals with since. This card is something I picked up back maybe in 2017, 2016. I've had this card for a long time. I got a really, really, really good deal on it. Something you would never see sell for the same price today. I love foreign languages, especially on stuff like this. And the hollow on these cards are just insane. Brings us to the Stormfront Charizard, which is a reprint of the base set Charizard in a different art style. This is a Pop 1 for PSA 90C. It has a really, really nice hollow. and it does have a very light bleed, but I don't think it'll be picked up in here. There's too much light. This is a card I haven't really seen another copy get a 9OC or an 8OC. I'm pretty sure there's some more out there. These sets always had miscuts and bad centering. This is a card that I saw on eBay and ended up meeting somebody through our group to buy this, and really happy with it, you know. This was out of a 10, I believe. This was the Black Star promo. There was another version where he's flying the other direction, and I believe that one came from the actual set. It was actually in the box, and this came out of the 10. I could be wrong. If anybody knows, feel free to let me know down below. This one doesn't really seem too OC to get the grade. When I saw it, I was kind of surprised that it was OC enough. You can see these borders are bigger, but by most card grading standards, this isn't majorly OC. This card also has a very, very slight hollow bleed. You can see right there in Pokemon around the O. There's also another Pop 1 PSA. I would like to get the other version of the G Level X from the booster set, but I have not been able to find an off-center graded one yet. Maybe one day one will pop up. This is my only crimp Charizard, I think, besides some Black Star promos that I have. This I also got in a really big trade deal that I did with my buddy Lizardon. Y'all might know him on Instagram. I really, really like this orb right here. It looks like it's double stacked almost. Some of the specs do. This one seems like it too. And it has a really, really nice swirl. It's not really defined. It's kind of very sporadically placed. I don't know about pops on the Korean side for airs, but I imagine that there is more of these. Foreign languages tend to have more misprints and less quality control where stuff slips through. This is the only one I've seen. I've had it for almost 4 years now. I have not actively looked for another one, but I'm pretty sure that there is a couple copies out there. I know there are some Korean specific collectors. They might have better leads on them than I do. It brings us to these. These are 2 crimped and cuts. One of my favorite Charizard artworks out there. I ended up getting an 8.5 and a 9. My 8.5 is also an OC copy. Would have been cool to get the grade, but I don't think they look at centering too much when they look at how cut and crimped these cards are. You can see on the back it is OC. As far as I know, this is the only OC crimped and cut. I have seen 2 other copies out there that I do not own. I'm pretty sure there are more, but as far as I know, there are 4 copies, and I end up having 2. This one I got later on. This one is kind of OC, maybe. Not as much as the other one. The cut is also a little bit more severe. This cuts into the HP, where on this one, it cuts right above it, and you get the full name. So it's cool to see the variation in the cuts on those, and they're both full crimps. You get the full defined crimp going across both of them. I always love the texture on these and the little cameo Pokemon that are little Diglett down there, Tangela, getting caught up in the battle. So another one that sits on my desk usually. I actually took it out of this case for this card. I bought both of these cards at the same time, ended up buying the Phantom Display at the same time, but didn't know which one I was going to use it on. Used it on this one for a little bit, and then ended up putting this one in when I got some more CGC 10 Charizards that y'all see in just a minute. This one was a 9.5 that I upgraded. You can see the texture is shifted, the name shifted, the head, the wing, energies. It is a full shift on the texture. Luckily, it was a 9.5 blue label, so I was able to upgrade it. I had a bunch of cards that I sent in, got a bunch upgraded. There was one that just would not get upgraded due to some issues. But 9 out of 10 got upgraded. The colors on this is just insane. It throws so much light and the texture picks up. You can see every shade in the texture on the neck and in the wings. Such a nice card. And if you saw my last video, then you already know this is one of my top 5 cards. Just happens to be a Charizard. I'm a love for gym sets, gym heroes, gym challenge. So any airs from those sets, love them, collect them. If you want to see more of my top 5 total cards from my collection, go ahead and check out my first video. And this is the end of my 10 Charizards, top 10 Charizards. And we'll move to all the ones that didn't make the cut. Most of these might not be airs, but I do collect all types of Charizards just because they hold their value really well. I ended up getting this base set 2 for under market. I believe it was already graded. I can't remember who I got it from. But I did manage to record the price I paid. It was a really good price. This I traded one of my buddies, a Mew or a Celebi. I think it was a Celebi. He is a Mew and Celebi collector. I got this card raw, graded. This 1.5 is really hard to get. I thought it was going to get a 1. I was really surprised to get the half point. Not that it really means anything. This card's completely destroyed. But nonetheless, it still holds its value as a Charizard. If you saw my most recent reel, then you know that this is one of my newest cards that I got. This is a German Dark Charizard with the repeating black dot, which they didn't give it a variant, and it's still considered an air as far as I know, even though this is a very popular repeating air that happens a lot. I really like this swirl right here by the wing, even though this got a 4.5. The swirl's a really nice touch. I do believe these dots differ in size, but I haven't paid too much attention to really notice them. So another Dark Charizard. This one is part of my Rocket Gang set, as well as the German one, but this came from my buddy Shocker on Instagram. He is the GOAT when it comes to insufficient ink airs and black layers that are incomplete, ghosting of the ink and all that type of stuff. He had an extra copy of this. I believe he upgraded his copy, so I was able to snag this one. I also got a Dark Blastoise to match my Blastoise bleed. think I almost got the full set of Rocket Hollows from him by now. This is a card that I've been in love with for a long time. Absolutely love the Firework Hollow. Can never go wrong with that. I almost wish they would bring it back. This card I got for crazy cheap back in the day, probably 2015, 2016. I've had it for a long time. You can tell by the cert number. This was freshly graded when I got it. The reason it got a 3, you can see right here, there is a little water line damage, but it does not go through on the back. So I kind of always considered this to be maybe a pinched layer, but also possibly water damage. It's one of those that I will never know because I'll never crack it to find out. This is a Charizard that I've graded recently, and it was actually the worst one in my binder. I have quite a few of these first editions from CP6, I believe. Yeah, CP6. And this one didn't have any damage or anything, but to me it just didn't look as clean as my other 2 copies, so I decided to send this one in, see what it got. It got a 10, so I'm really hoping that my other 2 that I send in will get pristines. That'd be really nice. I would love to see a pristine on a Charizard that I graded myself. I don't think I've ever hit a pristine on grading. I think most of them are CGC 10s. But this has a really nice swirl right there above the fire. Perfectly placed, where you can see the full thing. And this hollow really pops. Especially these orbs tend to be in 3 stacks right here. Got a few of these Celebration Charizards. Not too crazy on the confetti hollow pattern, or the fact that they've reprinted this artwork like 20 times. Be really nice to get some original, but seeing as this was the 25th anniversary, it was a nice thing to bring it back. The one thing about this set though is you can see that this is an air, and that isn't because of the hollow bleed. It's actually because it has ink on the back. This is a very mild example. Most are heavy black and they go as much as this. I've even seen an entire back covered almost completely from this set. I do have some other Celebrations with way heavier black ink. I was able to get this one graded right when the set first dropped, and these kind of fly under the radar, stuff like this, when it set first comes out. So if you're the first one chasing the airs, you can usually get a bunch for a really good price. This I paid incredibly cheap, like almost like 20 bucks cheap, like graded. Nowadays they're way more than that. This one probably wouldn't go for a crazy price seeing how little it is, but being a 9 air does help its value some. I did grade this one with the 10 that I had sent in from CP6. These went in together. I was hoping both of them would at least get a 10, but you can see this centering is a little off, top to bottom, left to right, just a little bit, mostly top to bottom. This also has the hollow bleed. It's not as exaggerated as the last copy, and there's no ink on the back. It's not an air. You can even see on the back that this is a little off center. Do enjoy these, but it's nice to see other Charizard hollows come out, especially for different sets, instead of just being rinse and repeat, same artwork, different holo pattern, slightly updated. Now, these two I did grade together. They are sequential certs. This one is on a misaligned texture. You can see the texture shifted over to the left. Thought this one was really nice. I got this one raw a couple years ago, probably when the set first came out and these airs weren't really too popular yet. So I sat in my binder for probably a few years and then still pulled a 10. Pretty impressed with that. There are a lot of 10s on the Japanese side for these type of airs though, so this is nothing special. If it got a pristine or if it was blue label and got a perfect, that would be incredible, but it didn't. This one I want to say I got this card for $2. It's a pinched layer, but it is the entire length of the card, and the bubble right here above the wing is the biggest bubble I've seen on a pinched layer. Either way though, still a big fan of the holo, how it crosses and scrolls up and down with the texture. It's really a nice touch on this card. It's nice to see more shining charizards that aren't full arts and stuff like that, some that you can appreciate the artwork a little better. It's nice and clean, very simple. Now, these two are my only gold Charizard cards. This one is a more recent pickup, 2 square corners, Black Star promo. I have seen some other square cut copies of this. I think I've seen a full square cut, a 1 square corner, a 2 square corner, and a 3 square corner. I don't know if the blades were just really bad while they were printing these. You can see where it was supposed to be cut right here at the top, alignment dot on both sides. This one I got from a fellow collector in our group. He got a bunch of cards graded all at once and had a big sale going. I managed to get this and a Kingdra that popped at 10. It was a 2 square corner Kingdra. I think I got this card for like 40 or 50 bucks graded. Really good deal. I do like these. I guess these would be the Gigantamax. Whatever the gem is, or is it Terra? Yeah, I guess it would be Terra. It is a cool design. I don't know if they'll end up keeping it. Every time they make like a Mega or Gigantamax or something, they never stick with it, so who knows. This will probably just be a fad. But it's nice seeing gold Charizard cards. I do need to collect more. I know there are other cards out there that are gold themed like this. And there's a silver card that matches this one. Not sure on the difference in rarity or whichever. Not too big into modern, but I do enjoy collecting a few of them here and there. This one of my Sleepy Charizards is the only one that I have graded. I do have a lot more Charizards that are in a binder that I need to get to grading, but probably won't anytime soon. I really like this one because it was a side crimp. Most of these crimps are flat across or like this, but very on the edge. You don't get to see a really pronounced crimp on it. But I really do enjoy this texture. It's got Venusaur in the background looking at Charizard as he sets the whole forest on fire. And some more from my favorite full art Charizard set. This one is just a regular OC copy, but it does have the subgrades. If you were around whenever blue labels were a thing, subgrades was something they got rid of. It's really cool to see 10s on the subgrades, let you know your card was like really clean, even if it was something like this where it could never get above a 9 because it was off center. Wish the corners were a little better, but can't be too mad at that. This one I really do like because you would think it's just a minor miscut or off center. It has the alignment dots at the bottom. It's actually a misalignment. So the back is completely normal. The front is shifted up, giving it this miscut look. This is the only one of these I have seen graded. I'm pretty sure there's more. They printed out like 1 million copies of these cards. So there's all kinds of errors that are still sitting in kids' binders that don't even know it yet. So there has to be more out there, but it's the only one I've seen. I do need a miscut and a square corner variant. And then I might have every type of error. Maybe an insufficient ink. I might be missing that too. But then I'll have the full error types, all the error types for this card, which is a mini goal of mine. I do have a lot of mini set goals practically for every set. Most will never be fulfilled 100%. But it is nice to give yourself some goals to work towards, even if they are impossible. You never know what pops up. This just popped up one day and I ended up snagging it like as soon as it popped up. Well, that concludes all of the Charizard errors. Let me know which ones were your favorites. Do you think that I should add any of these from this stack, these stacks, into my top 10, or do you think my top 10 was justified? Which one out of the top 10 would you take if you had the chance? If you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and check out my other video. I will be posting another video next week. I'll put up another poll and see what y'all want to see. So follow me on Instagram at Rocket Gang Market so you can see the poll, have access to some behind the scenes stuff that I won't be posting on YouTube at all. Let me know and I'll see y'all then.